I'm proud to be the black sheep of the family. Growing up, my stepbrother was the golden child, and I liked it that way. When my parents tore up my report card because I got a mix of A's and B's and threw a party for my stepbrother, Tyler, who got all C's, I was happy for him. And even when I got wailed on for being too quiet and ungrateful at the dinner table, while Tyler got double the amount of dessert for bringing his plate to the sink, I was happy for him. Because I knew that in the long run, this would only benefit me. I also knew that it would eventually cause a rift between us. Of course, I was right about both those things. I graduated high school with all honors because of how hard my inferiority complex made me study, whilst Tyler flunked out junior year. I moved out the second I hit 18 and used my own money to pay for the apartment, whilst Tyler was literally in legal debt by 17. My parents actually stopped talking to me as soon as I moved out, and I reciprocated, never coming home for holidays. The only thing I did was send $200 in cash to Tyler every 2 months, just so he wouldn't be fully reliant on our parents. Other than that, we didn't talk. All I knew about him was that he had somehow gotten a job as a supervisor at a local McDonald's. Honestly, I liked it that way. I wanted none of my family to know how I was doing. I waited all the way until I graduated college and bought a nice car, condo, and had a steady job to see them again. I thought this would finally be the thing that showed them. But instead, I got a Thanksgiving that will forever be imprinted in my mind. I showed up in an old outfit from Old Navy and a fat check and job opportunity for Tyler. My stepdad was the one who opened the door. I almost gasped when I saw how much older he looked. Meanwhile, my mom's face was pumped with Botox. To my surprise, they actually welcomed me in, but I never let my guard down. And it wasn't until we all, stepbrother, stepdad, and mom, sat down in the living room that their mask of kindness fell apart. We started off with updating each other, and I found out Tyler had gotten fired from McDonald's after just a year and has been unemployed ever since. I saw him saying this as my chance to tell him about the job. Well, I started. I work at a bank, and we're currently looking for— "Oh, look at me! I get paid for using a calculator and wearing a suit," he interrupted. I stared at him blankly, while my parents were laughing their butts off. It had been almost 8 years since I last saw him. Surely he wasn't still a man-child, right? I brushed it off as some dumb joke and tried to continue, but every time I did, he'd start making funny faces or call me a desk monkey under his breath. I just sighed, and for the first time, I saw Tyler for what he was, a deadbeat loser. So I gave up on the job offer and instead just handed him the $15,000 check from my pocket. But instead of thanking me, or even just nodding in my direction, he went too far. "Bet your dead daddy's real proud you turned out to be a money parasite, huh?" My face dropped. I was instantly filled with so much anger that my neck and face started burning up. I stood up to walk towards him with my fists clenched by my side, and in response, he stood up too, except instead of facing me, it was to run away and lock himself in the bathroom. My parents practically glued themselves to the couch, not wanting to be involved. I simply walked over to Tyler and slowly began to unlock the door from the outside, taunting him. "Hey Tyler, did you know I was going to offer you a job that had a starting pay of $60,000 today?" Silence. "But hey, if you'd rather beat your hot dog all day while watching girls who will never want you, all from the childhood bedroom that you never moved out of, then more power to you." Silence. I didn't even bother opening the door after that. I just left. A small part of me was angry that I let him keep the check, but I was mostly still happy that I was able to help him out. But turns out, Tyler didn't exactly want the check. He didn't want the job either. Instead, he wanted to ruin my life. I didn't realize it yet, but my comments had stung Tyler. So much so, he decided to use them to ruin everything I had ever worked for. The rest of the video is on my channel and linked below.